We'll now go on to old business. We'll have a public hearing. Our first thing is second reading CUP 11-02. Consideration action on the application by Lee M. Merriweather for Pastor Elijah Collins Jr. and New Jerusalem Baptist Church for a conditional use permit for a house of worship on the 1.731 acre property located at 1958 Dogwood Road, Snellville, Georgia, tax parcel 5040036. Let me just go over quickly about this. We'll have public comments. Mr. Harmon Betty, our planning director, will give us the application. The applicant will have 15 minutes to speak on that, and then there'll be 15 minutes for anybody who wants to speak in opposition. So, Mr. Betty, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, and everyone present here. As you stated, case number CUP 11-02 is for a conditional use permit to operate a church, a house of worship. The property is located at 1958 Dogwood Road. Location is here along Scenic Highway and then Dogwood. This is QT. And from the intersection, the next property is there's a house there, or it used to be a residential structure. Present zoning is RS 180 single family, and proposed zoning remains the same RS 180. The reason New Jerusalem Baptist Church applicant Mr. Lee Merriweather applied for a conditional use permit because they had a plan for expansion of the property of the building, and they needed to make it a conforming use. The church holding services on this 1.731 acre parcel within about 2,100 square feet, one-story brick structure originally constructed in 1968. The church is proposing nearly double the existing structure to 4,188 square feet while providing additional parking. This is just an enlargement of the same picture in the site. The zoning of the properties to the north and south are BG, which is general business. To the east are BN, neighborhood business. To the west and southwest are RS 180. Development abuts with Dogwood Manor subdivision on the west, and Scenic Square Shopping Center in the north, and convenience store, a gas station with mixed retail to the east, and Horstown Western store and Texas Roadhouse is right across from this, which is towards the south. In front of you for consideration is a request for conditional use permit for a church, and bringing property into conforming use with the zoning ordinance. As per zoning ordinance section 9.23b, there are some requirements in the city of Snellville for a church. First is it must have at least frontage of 100 feet, and this particular property has about 300 feet. Minimum lot size should be about 1 acre. This one is 1.73, and maximum 3 acres, which is less than that. It also meets the requirements of setbacks. In other words, this property does meet the requirements for a church according to zoning ordinance. And the proposal is this is included in your package, but proposal is to expand the church, provide sufficient parking as per city regulations, and a proposed detention pond along Dogwood Road. They also have submitted renderings for the proposed building. This is how it may look like in future, and due process was followed, Mr. Mayor. Signs were posted at the property. Neighboring property owners were notified, and it was advertised in the paper. To this date, we did have one inquiry from the neighboring property owner who lived on the other side, and they had concern about or noise. And what the staff has proposed, one of the conditions is to provide a fence, solid fence there, and in addition to a 6-foot high fence, in addition to additional landscaping. And of course, we have added our standard condition, new signs higher than 50 feet and larger than 225 square feet are prohibited, and all approved conditions must be recorded on the final plat. You do have in front of you conditions only exclusively added to your package. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Any questions for staff?
Any questions of the planning director? Mr. Big, I have a question.
Yes.
This number 5, this buffering, can you show me where on the plan that would be applicable? On the survey you showed up, you could show me where that would be applicable.
Sure. Church also owns this property and this one, but it's not part of rezoning at this time. And for future use, if they do, proposal is to provide landscaping and fence around that.
Okay, so that's the only, and that's only when does this condition go into plan? When they divest themselves of that property, or, I mean, you make it a condition and they have to submit this plan prior to being a permit, but where's it gonna go? You told it around those properties.
Yes, around this parcel, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so it's just that corner parcel, there'd be a fence and trees around that.
That's correct. It's very limited portion, because since they own the parcel, we don't want to impose that condition on them,
Okay.
because it's their property.
Yeah, I just was concerned about if we're gonna make them do it to the property right adjacent to it. I mean, every side of church and across the street from Texas Roadhouse, so why would we put the fence in trees to block other view from the church? But,
It's more for towards corporate, that
Okay.
you're going to be quite correct for residential use.
Okay. That answers my question.
Thank you.
Okay. Now the applicant, come forward, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Lee Mayweather. I'm the applicant for the New Jerusalem Church, and I applicant for the conditional use permit as presented. As indicated today, the property is currently zoned residential, RS 180, and in your zoning ordinance, we have to submit a condition, we have to acquire a conditional use permit in order to make any modifications or to come back before the city of Snellville and acquire a building permit. And that's basically what we're doing now, is trying to get in conformance with the city of Snellville zoning ordinance. I just want to make one correction to Mr. Betty. The church only owns this one right here, and what we were intending to do is place the buffer along this property line. There's a 6-foot buffer. We intend, because the church does not own this property here.
Which properties? I thought you owned, so you own the church property, and
this one right here.
but you don't own the 2 intermediate parts.
No.
So that even makes my question even more pertinent, is why in the world are we going to put a fence and trees down between a residential property that sits on Dogwood Road that fronts Horsetown East and a restaurant, but buffering them from you folks at the church? I just don't understand why the logic of putting a buffer there, because, my gosh, I'd rather be beside a church than have to look across the street to Texas Roadhouse. I mean, I'm trying to bring some logic to this, and who we're trying to really help here. And the church has been there for as long as I've been living in that area, 20 years. I don't understand the logic.
This is the zoning requirements that the city of Snellville has indicated.
Okay, so then it's my fault. Anybody else have any Mr. Spot.
Thank you for coming tonight. First of all, set the record straight, I'm also a Baptist, and I know exactly about worship at a Baptist church and about how quickly we rush to go and watch the Sunday football game. We waited for, who's the pastor here?
Yes.
Sunday night, Pastor Mary, amen, by the way. Oh, my, so Sunday. And anyway, the question that I have is, once your church grows in population, as you know, this is a pretty major throughway, and traffic becomes to be an issue. It's all no more or less than a suggestion than anything about an ordinance or any change to what you have in there, is to see if you can find a way to get the traffic flow, possibly with the help of professionals to stop the oncoming traffic, to get your folks in and out of driveways, as this street is pretty busy. So I assume you have a plan for that.
That is correct, and as our site plan shows, we're trying to move that entrance a little further out of that curve to help with that flow of traffic for the egress and the ingress on that street. Maybe someone from the church would like to speak about the traffic, a cop or someone to help direct traffic. That's a suggestion. You are. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It just simply for the safety of the oncoming people going that way, traveling back to Scenic Highway, or the folks living in the parking lot. It's pretty important.
Right. And that's why we're trying to push that entrance and exit a little further down out of that curve.
Thank you.
Any other questions of the applicant? Okay, thank you, sir. You've still got 12 minutes left.
Oh.
You don't have to use it. Don't worry. Is that what you said?
Church back was in the song.
Within your church, I love your music, but meeting. Is there anybody who wishes to speak in opposition to this conditional use permit? I'll need your name and address for the record.
Roy Tanky, 1824 Dulwood Court. In reference to the parking, are they going to have a second driveway coming out onto Dulwood Road besides the original one that they've got now?
They show the site plan they've submitted shows two entrances, or one entrance, one exit, or two means of egressing and exiting.
That is correct.
Good enough.
Okay. Anybody else wish to speak? I'll open up the floor to anybody else who wants to speak either way on this.
Good evening. My name is Marilyn Swinney. I live at 1832 Lincoln Lane, Snellville. The New Jerusalem Baptist Church has been here as long as I have. And I've been to this service a couple of times. I've met several of their members, and I can't imagine a better asset to Snellville. And I urge you to approve this so that they can have a new sanctuary.
Thank you, Ms. Sweeney. Anybody else wish to speak? The applicant can add final. Don't think you have to take it.
I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to come before you, and based on the information we submitted to you, we should respectfully request you approve our application. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll close public comment. The chair will now entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Witz, seconded by Mr. Sabah. I'm assuming the approval with
conditions as set by the plan.
both the planning commission. Okay. Any others, Mr. Witz, Mr. Sabah? Since you can flip a coin who speaks. You don't have to.
I think it's been set.
Okay. Any other members wish to discuss?
I have a question. The planning commission, the difference is obtaining approval prior to permit as opposed to the planning department obtaining approval prior to commencement of work. What would be the distinction?
I think they would have to submit the plan as a condition of permitting. The plan approval will be a condition of actually starting construction. They would be issued a permit. They would be issued with the original planning department. They would be issued a permit, and then part of them actually doing the work, they have to submit the landscaping plan. The way I understand planning commission, they would do this part of the permitting process.
And so, Councilmember Woods, yours was for the planning commission's recommendation prior to permit?
Yeah, that's as I understand it. Any other discussions? I will ask the applicant, are you acceptable to these conditions to state it for the record?
Yes, we are.
All right, let the record show the applicant is agreeable and accepts the conditions stated. I believe it's the question to vote. All those in favor of the motion to approve the CUP signify by raising the right hand. That's 5-0. The permit is approved. The conditional use permit is approved. Congratulations. Okay, we have one